for Chapter 8, we will be discussing regarding human resource management. So when we say project human resource management, it includes the processes required to make the most effective use of the people involved with a project. Human resource management includes all project stakeholders, including sponsors, customers, project team members, the support staff, suppliers supporting the project, and others. So it is very important that a project manager or there will be a human resource management, because a team consists of different people with different belief, different behavior, different attitude. And if it will be well managed, then we will be able to come up with better results at the end, or we will be able to hit our goals on time. So why do we manage human resource? Mainly because we have we want to clearly define the roles and responsibilities that are essential for successful projects. So in human resource management, we will be identifying what are the deliverables expected for each team member or for each part of the team. What are the responsibilities of each member? So roles and responsibilities are assigned to one of 6 groups. It could be from project sponsor, the senior management, the project team, stakeholders, functional managers, and project manager. So first one, for project sponsor, its common responsibility includes acceptance of the product, providing key dates and risk threshold. For senior management, on the other hand, they are responsible in providing the planning time, and as well as in prioritizing project and the triple constraints. That's why in an organization, there could be Chief Information Officer, or what we call CIO, which are responsible in prioritizing information technology projects. The next one, we have issuance of the project charter and protecting the project. For stakeholders, they are responsible in approving project changes if there would be any, verifying the scope if it satisfies the needs of the organization, and becoming the risk owners. For the project team are responsible in performing the work tasks, manage the stakeholders, define quality or the quality metrics, and review project performance and correct them. And then for the fifth one, the functional managers are responsible in assigning individuals to team. So they will be assessing kung saan suitable yung mga skills and knowledge of that specific team member or that employee, and they will be deploying it into specific teams. Assist with team members' performance issues. So they are responsible in assessing what has been the performance for a specific period of time of this specific employee or team member. And part of it is to identify then solutions on how to improve those lapses of each employee, if there is any, and notify the project manager of other project resources demands. And then lastly, we have the project manager. Project managers are responsible in integrating project components, in charge of the project, accountable for project failure. So, di ba, at the end of a project, if it fails, so it will be accountable for the project manager. So, it is his or responsibility to assure that everything is working on the deliverables assigned to them so that they can be able to hit their goals. And then, Project manager are also responsible in measuring performance and activities and does not sign the project charter. In a team, we have to be well motivated in doing different activities. Psychologists, managers, co-workers, teachers, parents, and most people in general still struggle to understand what motivates people or why they do what they do. So there are two different types of motivation. There is what we call intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. So intrinsic motivation causes people to participate in an activity for their own enjoyment. So because they are enjoying it, they want to do it. For example, some people love to read, to write, or play an instrument because it makes them feel good. That's why most of the business owners that have arisen during their pandemic always tell that this is what they love to do. That's why they made it into a business. Kasi when you love something, you don't feel that you are really working. You just feel the enjoyment brought by that activity. Then the other motivation is the extrinsic motivation, which causes people to do something for a reward or to avoid a penalty. For example, so some young children would prefer not to play an instrument, for example, but they do because they receive a reward or avoid a punishment for doing so. Maaring makakagalitan sila ng kanilang parents if they will not be playing that instrument, or their parents have a reward system. For example, if you will listen on how to play, or you will learn how to play this guitar, I'll be giving you for example, a toy, or I'll be giving you money to buy a toy that you want. So, for example, I usually do that, but not on a materialistic way for my children. So, for example, I will be asking them, while I am teaching my students, you have to keep quiet. So, later on, I'll be with you. So, that is one way of motivating them. Kasi on my part, I encourage them that it is not the toys that make them happy, but it is when your family is with you. So that's why they are always, as of now, they are waiting for me to finish on this lecture so that we can play outside. So that is how I motivate them para tumahimik and to keep them quiet while I am conducting classes. So that is also one way that companies are doing. For example, on my job as a financial advisor. So as a financial advisor of Manulife, to be specific, they are giving incentives if you will be able to submit applications for insurance plan. For example, if you can submit 5 applications for this month, you will be receiving 2 additional bonus of 2,000 per application. So that is how it works. So most of the agents are well motivated on that part. Why? Aside from the commission that you will be receiving, you will have additional bonus for that specific applications that you have submitted. So there are 3 main processes in project human resource management, which includes organizational planning, staff acquisition, and team development. So in organizational planning, it involves identifying, documenting, and assigning project roles, responsibilities, and reporting relationships. Roles, responsibilities, and reporting relationships may be assigned to individual or to groups. The individuals and groups may be part of the organization performing the project, or they may be external to it. Internal groups are often associated with a specific functional department such as engineering, marketing, or accounting. So we have here the inputs for organizational planning, which includes project interfaces, staffing requirements, the constraints, and then the tools and techniques that we can use or we can adapt for planning includes templates, human resource practices, organizational theories, stakeholder analysis. And then for the outputs after these activities or after applying the tools and techniques, we should have at least the role and responsibility assignments, staffing management plan, organizational chart, and other supporting details. And the next one is staff acquisition. So when we say staff acquisition, it involves getting the human resources needed, or will be, in other words, in layman terms, will be hiring employees or team members. So individuals or groups assigned to and working on a project. In most environments, the best resources may not be available, and the project management team must take care to ensure that the resources which are available will meet project requirements. So the project team will be hiring additional employees or team members based on the weight of the project that they have. So inputs for this process include staffing management plan, the staffing pool description, or will be indicating ano ba yung mga requirements for the position to be hired, and the recruitment processes. So what are the practices in hiring or in recruiting new team members for that specific organization, or what is the need on that specific project? Then the tools and techniques that can be used are negotiations, pre-assignment. So pre-assignment, you will be discussing on the expected roles and responsibilities of the position that is available, and then the pure procurement. And then at the end, the outputs that are expected are project staff assigned and project team directory. And then we also have our team development. Team development is very important. So as we have said earlier, in a team, you are composed of different people with different behavior, attitude, knowledge, and skills. So you could have well-skilled or best-skilled employees, but then again, that does not assure you that you will hit the goal as a team, because you should be working as one. So that is why team development is very important. Even if a project manager has successfully recruited enough skilled people to work on a project, he or she must ensure that people can work together as a team to achieve project goals. So the main goal of team development is to help people work together more effectively to improve project performance. So in development or team development, the inputs needed are project staff, project plan, staffing management plan, the performance reports, and the external feedback. The tools and techniques that we can apply on this process are team building activities. So that's why if you can see before pandemic, diba, mostly from BPO companies, they have team building activities every month or every 2 months. Because in BPO companies, diba, people come and go. So that's why they should have a routine team building activities. And then we have general management skills, the reward and recognition system. So, diba, in a company, once you are motivated and once your works has been recognized, it made you feel that you are important part of that team, and that make an employee work harder. And then we also have co-location and trainings. For the outputs, for team development, we have performance improvement and input to performance appraisal. So, that would be all for human resource management.